Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and today I have some really big news. I guess we knew this was coming. I kind of forgot about it, but it's actually massive news about Pokemon TCG Live and with rotation and stuff. Pretty much the new set. I don't actually know what this has to do with if it's the new set, but these are the new starter decks. Yeah, I need to stop rambling. These are the new starter decks that look really interesting. I guess I haven't taken a look at them yet, but Charizard EX, Chimpow EX, they're really good cards. And for a new player, or not new players as well, these are so important. These are the decks that you're going to be playing with um, come rotation, and I think they're going to be really interesting. But I've not looked at them yet, so this is my first reaction. I was really surprised that they were revealed because I didn't really know when they were going to be revealed. I just got a message from Uncommon Files. I was like, "Yo, the star decks are revealed." So I'm just recording now. I was not I recorded a video, then I stopped recording, then just saw this. So this is pretty crazy. So yeah, let's see. Embrace the legendary power of Guillotine V-Star. Heat up the competition with Charizard EX and more. Um, you can download the app or the game Pokemon TCG Live. It's kind of sketchy, but no, kind of sketchy in terms of it's kind of uses up a lot of your battery, but still pretty interesting. And so it's okay. I mean, it's not an amazing quality of game, but Pokemon TCG itself is a really fun game. So I'd recommend Live if you want to play the Pokemon TCG. I guess is what I'd say. But anyways, the 8 decks. There are 8. The previous ones were I don't remember honestly what the previous ones were. I know Giratina was one. I don't think any of these are any of the other ones are duplicates. Um, yeah. So Charizard EX, Chimpow EX, Gholdengo EX, Giratina V-Star, Sunzoric V-Star, Lugia V-Star, Mewtwo EX, and Roaring Moon EX. All good, I guess. Some are better than others. Charizard's really good post rotation. And so later on, I don't know when, I'll probably be making the top 3 decks you can get for free as a combination of these decks. But that won't be right now. I'll just talk about the deck lists themselves. So Charizard EX, here we go. There we go. Okay, so its ability accelerates a bunch of energy or some, enough to power itself up. And Burning Darkness here does 180, 30 more for each prize your opponent's taken. It is a darkness type Pokemon, but it does use fire energy, and its 330 HP is high. So we see 3 copies of Charizard EX, 2 copies of Charmeleon, the stage 1, 4 copies of Charmander, and then a 2/2 Pidgeot line. Oh no, sorry, a 2/2/2 Pidgeot line, a copy of Radiant Charizard, a copy of Moltres from 151, which is what is that card? That is that the I was gonna say it's the damage buffing. No, it's like Snipe. So yeah, it is a pivot, I guess, but it's not a great pivot, and it's like Snipe. It's an okay card, but not usually played in the deck. And then Manaphy, which is pretty good. Then we see 4 copies of Arven, 3 copies of Boss's Orders, gets us, 2 copies of Iono, 2 copies of Professor's Research, Professor Sada, 4 Buddy Buddy Poppin', 4 Rare Candy, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Nest Ball, 2 Super Rod, 1 Switch, 3 Tactical Machine Evolution, 1 Defiance Band, and 10 Basic Psychic or Fire, which you already have. I believe these are the ones you already have. There's a showcase as well. Oh, the volume is muted. Oh, the volume's also muted for me. Okay, that's fine. So, let's see. What is this? So, yeah, okay, this is not very interesting. Let's just ignore that. So it talks about it. So you can use Charizard EX to power up stuff itself and other things. Oh, it does run, yeah, it does run TM Evolution. I just realized this is really weird in the deck. Usually you run Technical Machine Evolution to actually get your Pokemon into play. In this case, it won't do that. I will get the stage 1s, but not the stage 2s. It does say here that if you use TM Evolution on Charizard EX, that won't work. I think this is good to teach new players. I mean, this is obvious if you read the card. It says if you play it from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon as opposed to from your deck, so that's why it doesn't work. But that's a good lesson to teach new players. Aside from that, yeah, we can see quick search with Pidgeot EX. The big new card that you get here is, of course, and this is, I think, the only new card, Buddy Buddy Poffin, 4 copies of that. I mean, it's a really, really good card. And Pidgeot's really great to get. Charizard EX is really great to get. This deck is honestly really, really good. Much better than what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be kind of was gonna say bad. I don't know, pretty like mediocre, I guess. That's how good they were in the past. So I'm really excited to see that the starter deck is really good. Almost too good, I might say, but I guess not. Also, it just has 4 rare candy. There's some weird things. I mean, the team evolution paired with like the rare candy usually don't like play a lot of both. I mean, usually you don't play team evolution unless you're playing the barrel, which it is fair, but this list does not run per barrel. Still, I really love the inclusions. Charger DX is obviously a very good card. Pidgeot EX is a really good card. Radiant Charger is a really good card. Yeah, I also don't know that if you already own these cards, if you get the currency, which I forget the name of, credits, I think. If you get credits for like the extra cards, I don't think you do, but I could be wrong. It doesn't matter too much, but I guess if you like own all the cards already, it does matter some. But anyway, so this is a really good deck. Except Chen Pao, there we go, EX. It I'm gonna stop like saying what all the cards do unless they're like unique ones that aren't played a lot in standard. We do see a 2/2 barrel. We see a three Chimpow EXs, 3/1/3 Frigibax Excalibur. We see one Luminiana V, which is an interesting inclusion. I mean, I don't think it's super good in this stack. I don't think it's super uncommon. Let me actually pull up Luminiana V. Um, I guess it's played in Chimpow some more than I thought. Actually, no. Yeah, it's not played in it that much. It's mostly good in my opinion in Lugia. That's probably where I'd like see it in, but I guess post rotation it's not as good. Anyway, it's really great that we're getting this card. Then we are getting for Irida 2 more bosses orders. I don't know if this is actually 2 more bosses orders in addition to the 3 from here, or if like it's saying that you only get 3 because the highest, this one has less than 3. The other one has 3, so you get 3. I don't know. But anyway, so you get Boss, you get Iono. Morty's Conviction is a fun little supporter. It's kind of like Xenia's Resolve. You discard a card from your hand, draw 1 for each points of bench Pokemon. We see Professor Toad's Scenario as well. 4 Buddy Buddy Poffin. I mean, I feel like we don't need 4. Not that it's bad in this deck, but we already have 4, right? That's why I'd rather them give a wider diversity of cards, but still a good card. 4 Superior Energy Retrieval, really nice. You don't necessarily need 4, but 4 is relatively common, and I'm happy that they're giving us cards that people may not have. Ultra Ball, Rare Candy, Lost Vacuum. Again, I don't know if you necessarily need it, but really nice. And then 2 Super Rod, really great. Gym Powerful Effects, absolutely hilarious. I don't know why this. Oh, this is red because it's an ability, and this is blue because it's an attack. I thought it was links. I was really confused. Gotta go backs. What? Okay, so it Gem Backs Caliber. Many of you are familiar with it. I think the 4 Irida is a nice inclusion. Yeah, nothing too crazy going on here, but very good. Like this deck is another really good list. Yeah, I'd probably remove Luminion V, Potential Mew EX. Oh, it has Radiant Greninja. I missed that somehow. That's really good as well. Obviously, a lot of people have this, but it's still an insanely good card. So yeah, Radiant Greninja, really nice. Now we've seen 2 of the, like, I forget how many Radiants there are. I'm not gonna lie. I think there's like, I was gonna say like 15, but that seems wrong. But yeah, 2 of those Radiants. So, and the best 2 as well. Next up, we have Goldingo EX with a Curly line. Let's go. Okay, so we get 1 Gallade, 4/4 Curly or Ralt, and 4/4 Goldingo, which is insane. I mean, obviously, a lot of you probably already have these cards, or at least like the Curlia. It's pretty common in a number of decks, but still insane that they're giving us another engine. So that's the 3 main engines that they've given us. It's pretty good. We see Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, lets you search for any 2 cards, put them on top of your deck. We also see Tulip, which you can run in this deck. I think they gave us a Goldingo deck on the ladder that also had Tulip and Curlia, which is kind of weird. That, like, why are you playing? I mean, Tulip is not useless in Goldingo, but it isn't like that good. See Lady, Buddy Buddy Poffin, Capturing Aroma, Superior Energy Retrieval. So these are really solid lists. This list is not perfect, but still really good. Is it too good? That's like the question I was wondering. I mean, nah, I guess not. I mean, certainly for a new player, getting top decks is always going to be fun. So I think this is really great. And I honestly think this is the best time ever to get into live now because of this. Well, we'll see how it works. I think last year they messed up rotation. I could be wrong. I know, I think so. I think it was last year that they messed up rotation, so not too badly, but they had it off by a day, which made things really confusing, and no one really knew what was happening. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to this. These three decks so far have been like super good. No Radiant, but yeah, I mean, you do have Radiant Greninja. I'd chuck that in, but yeah, really great. Let's see what else they have. Nothing else. Oh, there's Gallade can search for with his Buddy Catch ability, which lets you search for a supporter. Can get Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. Then you can use Goldingo EX or Curlia to draw those two cards, which is really great, really useful. Yeah, I mean that's a really fun combo. Next we have Giratina V-Star. This is just Giratina Lost Zone. This is exactly how I'd play it, or very similar to how I'd play it. I would probably put in Radiant Greninja. Um, they do have four Jet Energies. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know it's a pretty good card. Four switch card, four Mirage Gate, four Nest Ball, two Beach Court, two Roxanne, four Colvis, two Boss. I mean, this is just a Lost Zone deck. I mean, this is really good. It's crazy how many top decks they're giving us for free, which is really cool. I mean, this like seems so fun. I mean, I think it will get a little stale, unfortunately, but that's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's still fun. And there's some new decks. Not really giving us any new cards. We've seen a few. Buddy Buddy Poffin. We've seen Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. We saw, I think, a Morty's Conviction, but for the most part, no new cards. We also do have Radiant Greninja, so you can chuck that in, or Radiant Charizard into Lost Zone if you want. That's really good. Now that I think about it, I might not actually make a top free decks video because these are just top decks. You can tweak them some, but they're really like the Charizard one. Okay, no, the Charizard one's not perfect, but the Goldango, Chimpao, they're like really good. You could certainly make some changes to make them a little better, but they're really solid. And yeah, they don't talk about anything, or they talk about stuff that's like important and interesting, but not like unique or new. So that's fine. Use Comfy, and it do Lost Zone stuff, right? Hisuian Zorak V-Star next. With Dodrio, does run Gengar, does run Jirachi. That's nice. I'm not the biggest fan of this card. I've talked about that before, but I'm happy that they're giving it to us. We see Research Boss, Surf Maniac's Code Breaking, which is interesting with Dodrio. Gape Bog, Capture Aroma, Damage Pump. Pretty much exactly what you'd run in Hisuian Zorak V-Star outside of maybe some Psychic Energies, but obviously like you can just put those in. Let me actually pull it up. People don't play this deck too much either. How do I find this? There we go. I want to just take a look at the open detailed card breakdown. And what set? Okay, I guess we're looking here. Yeah, no, I don't really know. There's not a lot of data on it, unfortunately, but yeah, people sometimes run Psychic Energy, and there is none here. People run Radiant Alakazam. We haven't seen that. I would actually really have loved to see that in this list because we haven't. Like, Radiant Alakazam is a pretty useful card, not as useful as Radiant Greninja or Radiant Charizard, but still a nice card to have, and would fit pretty nicely into this list. Dodrio Engine, I think, is pretty decent in the deck. I know some people aren't the biggest fans of it, but I think it's pretty decent. This deck obviously isn't like the best deck or anything, but it's pretty good. I think it's not a bad deck. This one I'm going to be excited to play and play post rotation. I don't think it's like bad. Let's see. Yeah, they don't have. I saw like Peak Beak. I was like, yo, Path, but no, it's obviously not Path. But Dodrio. Oh, I should say Dodrio damages itself, then draws a card with its ability once every turn, so you can use that to draw. Hisuian Zorak V-Star does more damage for each of your benched Pokemon with damage on them, or Pokemon in general with damage on them, and your V-Star power draws a bunch. Dodrio's attack also does more damage for each damage card on it, so that's pretty fun. Also, this is another engine, so like I think each deck has had a unique engine, which is insane. That might mean that the decks get worse as time goes on because there aren't that many good engines. But let's look at Lugia V-Star. Okay, this is just Lugia V-Star for Archeops, 3 Lugia V-Star. Right, 3/3 line. You have Snorlax, Barrel, Bidoof, and Luxray. 2 copies of Luxray with 2 reversal energies, 2 Mist Energy. Mist Energy is really nice. Stops effective attacks. It's a new card. We see Explorer's Guidance, which is a new supporter. I don't think it's like the best supporter for this deck, but not terrible either. And on top of that, I mean, this is really solid. The one thing I'm a little disappointed about is does not have any new cards It has some new cards, but it does not have the new Chinchino line, which is really interesting. I think a big card you want to play with this as well. Also, like Grunts for Barrel, which is kind of iffy because bench space and stuff. But this is like really good, right? This is definitely a I'd say it's like a decent deck. I don't know if I say it's a top deck post rotation, especially without Chinchino to hit that massive amount of damage. But I know some people are massive fans of this deck, and it is really good. We see basic goes as well. Just checked in there. Right? I don't think you need that, but some people like it. When it says, yeah, you got like low risks here. If you're interested in this, read this webpage. The link will be down below in the description. So if you're a newer player, you can just read through this. It's really great if you aren't familiar with these decks. Mewtwo EX, is this the last one? No, we have Roaring Moon as well. I'm going to skip Mewtwo for just a minute and look at Roaring Moon EX. So Roaring Moon EX is what is going on here? This deck does not look the best. I guess it's kind of interesting though. So it's Roaring Moon EX with this new single prize Roaring Moon. This is not the place. I want to find a list. This is like so. Limitless can be annoying at times to find Japanese deck lists, but okay, yeah, I guess it's a lot like a list like this. You have Roaring Moon, which does 70 and 10 more for each. Oh, it's in Japanese, but it does 70 for 2 darkness and 10 more for each ancient Pokemon in your discard. So it can be hitting as much as. I honestly don't know how much it can hit. The 3 Boopons are kind of weird, but obviously the idea is you can discard them. And let's see, for Earthen Vessel, for Ancient Booster, Energy Capsule, a bunch of ancient stuff, right? Lots of supporters, ancient supporters. And pretty much, yeah, you just go ahead and you do Roaring Moon EX stuff with Frenzy Gouging to one-shot literally anything, assuming they don't have Mist Energy on. And then Calamity Storm, which will do potentially pretty decent damage as well. I see Pokestop as well. That's nice. I would like to see a 4th Pokestop. Yeah, this is the only list with Pokestop, which is what it is. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I know it's a pretty decent card. I would like to see 4 copies in lists. Sometimes run 4 copies. This list just runs 3, but I don't know. I feel like 4 would be nice to give people, but it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, and then the last deck is going to be, what on earth is this? Mewtwo EX. Okay, so they only give you a 1/1 Arceus V-Star. I would have liked to see like a 3/3, but obviously this isn't an Arceus deck. Mewtwo EX is, I mean, it's a card with like Zadu, which accelerates energy. It's another engine though, which is pretty fun. Then Arceus V-Star is nice. And Namor's Fever, like who's playing that? I kind of forget what it does. No, I'm looking at the wrong search engine. It prevents effects of abilities done to your psychic Pokemon or Pokemon with psychic energy attached. It's like it prevents something, but yeah. Then you have Iuno. You got a bunch of things. You have the new the somewhat new stadium Moonlit Hill, which is fine, I guess. It's not very good, but a lot of people don't have it, so that's nice. 2 copies of EXP share. Pretty straightforward deck. You just get lots of energy in play. Zadu accelerates energy, draws cards. Mewtwo does more damage for each energy in play. They talk about anything interesting. They talk about Arceus V-Star. So you can use Arceus V-Star to set up. It's kind of just randomness in here, but I mean, I'll take it, certainly. But yeah, honestly, these decks are so insane. This was not at all what I was expecting, but I'm really excited for it. I think every deck here is good. Like, except for maybe the Mewtwo one. But outside of that, every deck is really good. And the Mewtwo deck's not bad or anything. I think it is definitely the weakest of them. But like the Charizard's really solid. The Charizard needs a little bit of work. I mean, I'd probably cut out a Charmeleon and certainly the Pidgeotos and potentially the Moltres, although you could play the Moltres if you want. And then you could obviously, I'd drop Team Evolution and stuff like that. But, you could just look at lists, make some pretty nice and easy changes. I don't think there's anything. Oh, no. So it doesn't run like Rotom V and Force Seal Stone. So there is no Force Seal Stone. Yeah, no, there is no Force Seal Stone. So that's something that's a little weird. Obviously, that would be a nice little addition to these decks, but I don't know. For the most part, it gives you pretty much everything you need. They're not quite top decks. Like they're not. They are top decks. Certainly, a lot of them are top decks. They're not necessarily the optimized lists right out of the gate, but they're really close, which is interesting. So they're giving us really good decks. I'm kind of surprised about it, but I think it's cool. Honestly, nothing super interesting, but still really cool. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, I guess, commenting, of course, as well. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.